What's up, what's up? Alright guys, we're going to pin this comment. Of course, per usual, you are tuned into Next Level Podcast by Skyy Level Media. I'm your girl, Bonnie Banks. And we do it here on Wednesdays, where we chat it up with people that are doing dope things in the industry. It's pinned down below. You guys can follow your girl, Bonnie Banks, as well. And today we are going to have the talented Stancil on. He actually just was the acting coach, casting director, actor. He's amazing, but an acting coach for Charm City Kings. So I'm excited to talk to him. If you guys have not had a chance to check out HBO's series Charm City Kings, you're missing out. You're missing out. I definitely wanted to see it, so I did not have a chance to just release this weekend. Did not have a chance to catch it, but I'm definitely gonna catch that, especially after this interview. Definitely got to. All right. So we've got some Meek Mills playing, because if you guys have not seen Charm City Kings, Meek Mills is actually in there doing his little acting debut. Doing a great job, if I might have to add, based off of the trailer. You might want to check out the trailer. The trailer is dope, very enticing. So if you guys are into, like, it looks like a really good story about just a young boy chasing his dreams, hustling, trying to get out here, but he's gonna run into an obstacle, and so we get to see how he overcomes it. But I mean, I thought, just by watching the trailer, I thought that Meek Mills did a great job, and it's very intense, so I really liked that as well. So I'm definitely gonna catch that later on. But what up? I'm your girl, Bonnie Banks. You guys are tuned into Skyy Level Media. It's Next Level Podcast. We do this every Wednesday. We're talking to some dope people today. We got Stancil on, and I'm excited to chat with him. Okay. What's up, guys? What's up? Say hey. I'll wait back to you. Drop where you guys are tuning in from. I'm in the A, North Side, which I've recently just learned that, so when people that live in Atlanta say North Side, they're actually referring to like Marietta, because it's north of the city. But North Side, that way from the Migos, is actually where I'm at. It's over here in Gwinnett County. So we're the real North Side. Whatever y'all talking about over there, I'm not talking about that anymore. But yeah, so your girl Bonnie Banks are in here. We're going to talk to Stancil. I'm excited to have him in. We're going to chat about the new HBO. It's on HBO Max. You guys can check it out. It's this new movie. It's called Charm City Kings. So I'm excited. I'm excited to chat with him. We've got Meek Mills playing, because if you guys don't know, Meek Mills is actually casted in this movie as well. I'm going to look up some more information about, let's look it up, okay? Because I want to know some more. I have not got to see it, and I hope that Lewis does not ruin any surprises for me, because I saw this advertising. Thank you. I saw this advertising, and I really wanted to see it, but my weekend just got away from me. Who else's weekend just like ran away from them? Yeah, mine just got away from me. So I did not have a chance to watch it yet. So hopefully he doesn't ruin any like spoiler alerts, because that's the worst. I hate that. I really do. I hate that. All right. But Charm City Kings, it is about a young boy that looks like he's chasing his dreams. And he runs into an obstacle, and he's got to overcome it, as per everyone. So yeah. So Charm City Kings, was filmed actually in West Baltimore. So we're learning some little facts about this movie. Never been to Baltimore. Anybody in here been to Baltimore? Anybody in here from Baltimore? West Baltimore in particular. West Baltimore. Let's see what else I've got. Okay. Now we've gotten into the Meek Mills, because Meek Mills is actually in Charm City Kings. If you guys have not seen it yet, make sure you check it out. I'm your girl, Bonnie Banks. You guys can follow me below at the Bonnie Banks. We are waiting for Lewis. Oh, looks like Lewis is in here. I've been chatting my little mouth away. There he is. He's in here. He's ready to go. You guys just wasn't going to let me know. Now, here we go. Bringing in Stancil. He's coming in. Waiting Waiting, we're patiently waiting.
Hey, hey.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I'm blessed.
Blessed and highly favored.
Hey.
Hey.
Thank you for having me.
Well, what's up? What's up, Lewis? How's it going?
Very productive and very busy. Got a lot going on with the movie. Got a lot going on with the studio. So, and then personal life. So, hanging in there.
Wow, sounds like you are a busy bee. We're definitely going to get to all of that
Cool.
later on. I'm your girl, Bonnie Banks. You guys are tuned into Skyy Level Media Next Level Podcast. We've got the actor, acting coach extraordinaire, Lewis Stancil, in here joining us for our Wednesday podcast.
Thank you for having me.
We're excited to have you. Where are you at right now?
I'm currently in Atlanta. I'll be in LA this weekend.
Okay, because you have a studio in Atlanta and in LA and in New
Yep.
York. I'm missing two places, I believe.
No, you got it right. It's Atlanta
okay.
and LA. Yep.
Okay, perfect. Nice.
Uh-huh.
That's dope. Okay.
Yeah.
So
and where are you based? Where are you at right now?
I'm in Atlanta. I was just telling everybody I'm in the real north side of Atlanta.
Gotcha.
So but the outskirts. I'm in Lawrenceville.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let everybody know when they say that way, they're talking about my way. Not like the little. I just have to clarify.
That's funny.
Yes. So Lewis, here in Next Level Podcast, we like to play a game, a little icebreaker, nothing crazy. And it is called Finish the Sentence.
Okay.
So I'm going to say a sentence, and of course, you're just going to finish it. Easy.
Okay. Give me an example first.
Well, the first one could be an example. How about that?
All right, good.
Okay. I would never let an actor blank.
I would never let an actor.
Tuffy.
Dun. I would never let an actor introduce themselves to industry professional without great marketing materials.
That's a good one. I think people forget how important marketing materials are. Having just your portfolios set up. That's important.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
At the beginning.
All right, that was a good icebreaker. All right, I'm ready for the next one.
Well, you've got three more.
Okay.
Being in quarantine has taught me
that the world never stops and that you can reach anybody in the world. This
is true. I think it made connection a lot more obtainable to people you
Absolutely.
thought you couldn't. That's a good one. That. Okay. When I think of Baltimore, I think of
crab cakes.
Crabs. I've never heard of
crab cakes. Crabs. Absolutely.
Did you have good crab cakes there?
We do. We're known for our crabs. So when I think of Baltimore, I think of crabs. That's because I be craving and wanting crabs.
Okay. So have you had a good crab cake yet in Atlanta?
No. Because I have something to compare it to in Baltimore. Okay. So
then what's a mediocrely high class crab cake you had here in Atlanta?
I can't even name any because none of them meet it. I would have to make it my own.
We're just that bad, guys. We are just that bad. I really tried to help us. I want to try a good crab cake, but okay. Last one.
Okay.
Working with Meek Mills was
phenomenal.
There's that word. I like that word. Okay.
Yeah, phenomenal.
Yes. So speaking of Meek Mills and working with him, you got to work with him in Charm City Kings. What was it like kind of prepping or teaching an artist to be an actor?
Gotcha. So there's always a difference between a teacher and a coach. When I'm on set, I'm a coach. If I'm in my school setting, I'm a teacher because I don't have time to break everything down. Time is money on set. So I have to coach the actor or the artist or the creative to get to their performance that the director and the producer desires in that scene, in that moment. So therefore, I'm a coach. I need to speed up the process. So I had to learn how Meek learn and go from there. And not just Meek, coach some other actors on set as well.
Right. So how do you learn so quickly though, like what their needs are? Is it kind of in a scene
It's
by
a
scene basis?
conversation. It's
Okay.
all about communication, speaking to them and understanding their flow and having an open communication.
Right. All right. Well, you once were an actor. You probably still
Hmm.
act, probably.
I don't.
You don't. You just
No.
stopped.
Yeah.
Oh. So
I'm not
what
going to say
made
I stopped. I
uh,
just, been able to see that God rewarded me helping other people,
mm,
and I enjoy and love it. So therefore, I'm seeing the fruits of my labor in that.
right. So what exactly, like, what was that transition like? Because you said that you just, I guess, saw more prosperity maybe through
Yep.
teaching and coaching,
Hmm.
like actually pursuing it. So how did you get to that point? What was that transition even like?
Well, I always been in the game. It's going on 17 years for me. So throughout my earlier years, like year 3, year 4, I always interned for different talent agencies and intern of different casting offices. So I always been on the production side of helping others.
I
So that
see.
was already innate in me. Then that transition to, becoming a full-blown agent, and then all of a sudden I opened up my own company, which has satellite offices over 5 different markets. So
Mhm.
I've always been behind, the production side ever since I was like 17.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
You kind of already always had that passion, but you
yeah,
worked into acting, and now you are an acting coach
yeah, yeah.
and teacher. All right, so what exactly do you do on set to help your actors be the best that they can be?
Well, it's a conversation. Number one, understanding what our dailies are, what our scenes are for the day, what's the tonality like for the day. So communicating with the producers, communicating with the directors, and then making sure that I communicate what they want with the actors, and making sure that the actors deliver the performance before they go to set. So it's all about communication chain. So that's what it is a day to day on set as an acting coach.
All right, nice. Well, you
It's
guys
pretty fun because I get to work out the kinks with the actors, before they
before
go to
you
set.
go on stage.
Yeah. And
So,
even getting on set, I still have to work with them.
mhm. Have you ever had like, I guess, a challenge sometimes when you're trying to, because you can't teach them. So it's like you're literally almost coaching, kind of demonstrating with them how to do a scene or how to reenact the scene or even just get in touch with it. Have you
Hmm.
ever felt it really hard to do that, especially with somebody with no acting background?
No, it depends on the way that they learn.
Mm,
If they are audio learners, are they visual learners, are they tactile, where they have to just do it. So it's based upon those specific things and just communication, breaking down the scene and making sure that they understand what the scene is about.
mm, mm. So that's so
Yeah, it's ways around breaking down, what it is, because behavior is behavior, love is love, hurt is hurt,
mm,
happy is
mhm.
happy, you
Right.
know? So how you behave those emotions under the current circumstances, that's where a lot of people get, flustered. And we
Mhm.
just go back to the basics and making sure that everyone understands, well, the actor understands that.
Right. All right. It sounds like you're kind of giving me a little tips and tricks right now. What would you say is like actors 101, like the beginner acting 101? What would you tell somebody?
I tell them to get in classes. I see some of my students in here right now. So get in classes. If an actor walk up to me, or artist or creative, say, hey, I want to be in TV or movies or on the stage, cool. Let's get in some classes, because we all have behavior. We all, can communicate, because we all have that emotions inside of us. We just have to learn how to cultivate that
Like on the
and
spot.
craft that in front of the camera or on stage on cue, right?
Right.
So
Yeah,
let's
that's
get in classes.
crying on cue is hard. Crying on cue is hard. I'm like, I've got to think of when I was really hurt, and it just never happens that way.
Right, right, right.
Okay, what would you say to people that are actors and maybe taken acting classes, they've gotten booked and things of that nature, and they feel like they don't need a coach or they don't need classes because they're like naturals?
You never want to get to the place or the position in your life that you feel like you got it all,
Mm,
because you don't,
mm,
right?
always
I
some.
never want to work with an actor that blocks themselves and feels though that I don't need this, or they're not willing to accept critique or criticism, right? Because you should be an open vessel and you should be able to hear from different perspectives. That's what makes you stronger as an artist.
Mm-hmm. I read that your parents are part of the deaf community. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
do you feel like I've taken some sign language classes in college?
Okay.
Yeah. So
What you know? What you
nothing
know?
anymore. Nothing anymore. I graduated a minute ago, and I'm like, wow, I still cannot remember. And I took it for 2 semesters. It's
I got you.
painful. But you know, if you don't do something often or like use it all the time, it kind of goes away.
I got you.
Yeah, but I did take some classes, and one of the important things was not only just like the motions of your hands, but your facial expressions.
Absolutely.
And so that you can, and sometimes I guess I didn't get too deep, but you can mouth it and that kind of thing. So has that helped you with acting and also being able to be a teacher?
It did. Because let's just say you're my mom or dad and you're trying to get my attention, or your attention with saying something like, hey, pass me, or hey, come look at this. Mm-hmm. But if I'm looking this way and you're deaf, I can't see you, right? So I can't communicate with you. So from birth, I always had to study human behavior. So therefore, I always had to pay attention to what my mom or dad said of, hey, come look at this. But it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. So it's all about what there's going on the inside. Did they say it sarcastically? Hey, come look at this. Did they say it happy in a joking way? Hey, come look at this. So therefore, I always paid attention to human behavior from birth. And that was my first language, you know? So it was already innate. I see you, God. I see what you was doing, you know?
Okay, you were like, oh, that, now that's starting to add up. I see where that's from.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because you can't fake human behavior.
No, you can't. And, you know, one of those little memes that they have out there is like, my face will say something before my mouth.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's me. I need to fix that, but that's me.
Word.
What other things have you done, Lewis, other than, of course, you guys, Charm City Kings? Check that out. It's on HBO Max. What else have you done? What other projects do you have out there?
Right now is consistently building the studio, LS Studios, and I'm really excited for the growth. Being able to reach not just Atlanta, reach LA, but being able to be in COVID, we're able to reach people virtually. So since COVID happened, since March, we've been only existing in person in LA and Atlanta, and now we're reaching people in Chicago, we're reaching people in Florida, New Orleans, Texas, New York, Jersey, Philly, to Florida, even in London. We're able to reach people in London, and it's all through this style. So I thank my team, I thank my instructors who's been rocking with me in this vision. And we offer not just classes, we offer so much more. We offer talent conventions, we offer, actor showcases, we offer industry talkbacks. It's so much more that I'm building. So that's been, the primary goal of just helping artists that feel as though that's for us, number one, because there's not a lot of us that are currently doing it.
Exactly.
And they live on if they live on their old success. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So they live on their old success 10, 15 years ago.
Right.
When the times have changed.
Yes. Rebranding is important.
Absolutely.
Is important. That's so true.
Yep.
You mentioned that us. But how important, I always did the little mom thing.
Yep. The other side of this. Yep.
So, how is it important though for us to have our own businesses in what we are good at and being able to kind of transition from, like you did, an actor to a teacher?
It's extremely important because we need to change the narrative. When I walk on set, a young 30, I'm only 30. When I was a coach on set, how old was I? I was 28. So I was 28 at the time. So being able to come on set, number one, and speaking for, for Charm City Kings specifically, I was already greeted with a welcome arms because I worked with Overbrook before, and that was a blessing. But just being able to see the majority is not minorities on set, it felt great to be like, hey, we're changing the narrative.
Yes, more of us.
Yeah, so we need more of us, you know, to tell more stories, and to be mentors for others, you know. And I have mentees so that, you know, when we transition, there will be people that will continue our legacy.
I like that. Do you find it difficult, because you said you started at 28, do you find it difficult to be younger and trying to coach somebody that's older or maybe even has a little more experience than you? Have you found that to be a challenge at all?
I haven't. Actually, I haven't. No, I haven't. It's all about communication. If they're open and willing, yeah, it's dope. I have, you know, students enrolled at the studio that are young as age 5 all the way until I think my eldest client that I ever had walk through our doors was like 70 something, 73. So yeah, as long as they're willing and open to hear a different perspective, that's all that matters.
Okay. So what are the prerequisites to getting into these classes in your studio? Are there like an audition or something?
No, you know, we take Visa, MasterCard, we take
Are you still taking checks as well? Because
you know, no checks.
no
you
checks,
know?
no checks. Okay. Got it. Visa, MasterCard.
No, the very first thing that we always say is want it first, number one. Don't just half-ass it. Don't have one foot in, one foot out. Because one of the biggest thing that, you know, for me and for my instructors that we dislike is wasted talent.
That's the worst. That's the worst. It's the potential for me. It's the potential.
That's it.
Yes, that's upsetting. So what, oh man, I just had a question. It just kind of slipped my mind.
No, you.
What would you recommend as far as, so like, how many times do your classes happen a week or a month? I don't know how you do your setups, but how many classes do you have?
So we offer 7 different classes. I could be wrong, but they're once a week. Acting class, which is on in person and virtual classes. We have our improv class. We have our script writing class. We have a directing and producing class. We have an artist development class. We have a get real class. We have a commercial class. We have a oh man, tactical training class and a youth acting class. Yeah.
Wow. So how important is it for people to know every aspect of what entails, I guess, the industry of actors? How important is it for you to like try to take at least one of those classes?
It really depends. I don't stress anybody to take all classes. Specifically if you're, you know, for a fact that you're a content creator, meaning like you like to write. So if you just want to take a script writing class and you never want to be in front of the camera, I wouldn't say, hey, take an acting class. No, we have a conversation, figure out what is the goal. And then we will channel you in those classes. So if an actor is brand new, we will say, hey, join our acting class. And then once you get the craft and you get the understanding of who you are, then maybe we can jump into Get Real class where you can get footage for your marketing materials and then, you know, start submitting yourself, you know, on Actors Access and Casting Networks.
Okay. And so how many times do you recommend somebody take your class a week?
Our acting class is ongoing. So we say, hey, you're in our studio for 2 to 3 hours once a week. What are you doing outside of this? So if you are serious about your craft, you need to constantly stay in the gym. You need to constantly continue working on your craft. So it's ongoing once a week. Outside of that, we tell our actors to go and create content. So they're working on short films, they're auditioning, they're implementing what they learned in class and then working on it hopefully Sunday through Saturday. You know?
Okay. So every day, guys, that was the answer.
Every day. I know I give you that long answer.
No. I'm just clarifying for others. So I was like, that's, you know, because people feel like sometimes just because you're really good at something or you feel like you've gone to class or you've done it for maybe 4 days, it's like you can take a break. But I think that it's constant learning and repetition, muscle memory, all of that.
Absolutely. Yes. Agreed.
So I personally would take an improv class. I think that those are so funny. I've done those in college. I thought it was really funny, but I'm not an actor, so.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing with our studio and with Rodney Perry, who's freaking phenomenal. If anybody's interested in doing stand-up, or they are actors and they want to work on set, and Tyler Perry is known for throwing out lines. So I suggest anybody take an improv class, because Rodney doesn't teach you improv. He teach you how to trust your choices. And a lot of people are hesitant about their choices because they're here and not living here and just responding to what's given in front of them.
So side note question, do you think that is actually probably a good class for something that, like what I do, like media personality or
Absolutely.
See that I need to come take
absolutely yeah
just
absolutely
okay.
Yep on your toes. Absolutely.
Okay, gonna take that class, so you'll be here.
Cool come on through, talk to me. Yeah, talk to me.
Nice. All right, well, just give some advice to young actors out there that are trying to come up, trying to get in the game.
Ooh, understand when you're in alignment. Derailing that. When you're in alignment and you are trying to figure out what your purpose is in life, understand your purpose is alignment with your gift, right? Your calling. And it's those things that you constantly think about. If you wake up and you go, damn, I hate my job, you're not doing what you're called to do, right? So therefore, how do you figure out what you're called to do? And I always say you attract and manifest. You never have to hustle and grind for so what you want to do, because God will place people in your life to get you to where you need to be. So therefore, just go for it. Wake up every day with a smile on your face, because you never know when your transition is in life. So make every second count. All right? So go for it.
I truly believe that. I think that a lot of times we are working so hard to pursue something that's not for us. And the thing that is actually coming naturally gravitating towards us is right in your face. Like the opportunities will fall in your lap if it's right for you. And I've learned that, that saying, don't keep banging on the door if it's shut, because it's not yours. It's not your door.
Praise God for the closed doors. Seriously.
I tell people all the time, I'm so glad that didn't work out, because this ended up happening.
Absolutely. So, I actually have to say, like, there was a specific moment in time that I wanted to go to LA a certain year. I wanted to go to LA in 2011, and I'm glad I didn't decide to go, because it allowed me to, open up my own business in New York. So I'm just grateful for every closed doors. Yeah, because it ended up,
look at us now. Here we are right now.
Here we go right now. Yeah. Success is repeatable. Don't think, that one moment you'll never get it back. Success is repeatable if you keep the faith up. And also, it's never too late to start whatever you want to do. If it's still in you, my assistant always quote this from Denzel Washington, that anything that God placed in you is God's proof to you that it's yours already. All right? You just have to go out and get it. If you already have those dreams or those visions, it's already there. It's God's proof to you that it's yours already. Just go out and get it.
Well, get it. That's so true. And I think in our generation too, we are going to have multiple careers. So success in each of those is obtainable as long as as long as it's in you to do it.
Yep.
So I believe that. I noticed that you've done possibly some castings for some shows, some movies. What do you look for when an actor comes in and maybe they haven't had the most training, or maybe they're perfect actors, but what are you looking for as a casting director?
Well, again, it's a communication chain with the producers and directors. I just recently cast an indie film that's coming out next year, and they came to Atlanta last minute. They originally wanted 2 actors, and it ended up being 12 different actors, right? So it was a blessing, because I was able to funnel my actors, because I already have a school, right? So I'm not an agent or a manager. I was able to just reach out to my actors. So therefore, it's a communication, understanding what the breakdowns that they're looking for. It's all about height, it's going down to the skin complexion, matching them up to make sure that they look like the mom or the brother, making sure the child labor laws, they want somebody to look 16, but they got to be over 18. So it's a lot of things that is a communication with the producers and director needs. Then once I get the self-tape or the demo reel, they got to watch it. And then you're waiting to have them approve, and they go, nah, back to square one, right? So it's like, hustle and grind again. However, it's great. I love it because you're affording the actor the opportunity to get in front of producers of Hollywood. Yeah, so it's great. What do I look for? Talent and the look. You know, your look is the very first thing that they're looking for, your headshot. So I'm looking at my actors, I'm looking at, you know, people that I know, and then boom, put them on tape or their demo reel and looking for the talent to back it up.
Okay. So do you feel like you have a bias sometimes when like your actors come in?
No.
Okay.
No, and it's not favoritism or anything, because there was some clients that I did not have. Like there was a Hispanic role that I was casting, and I did not have. I only had one Hispanic actor in my, you know, studio, and I'm like, geez, let me go out here and put a casting call out. So I'm not biased at all. I just want the producers and directors to be happy.
Okay. Where do you put your casting calls out? Is that like to
Actors
other actors?
Access, Actors Access, our email chains are quicker as well. If it's a fast turnaround, you know, I'll reach out to talent agencies. I'll reach out to some talent agencies locally in Atlanta. So Actors Access, my Instagram, email blast, and talent agencies.
Okay. You guys heard that? I just helped you out a little bit there in case you needed that.
Yes.
Well, it was so nice having you on.
Thank you for having me.
Now I've got to get in this class for improv because I feel like sometimes that's like my one little, I wish I was a little more witty sometimes. So I'm like, maybe a little improv real quick. So I'm definitely going to check that out. You guys should definitely check that out as well. Where's your studio located in Atlanta?
We're downtown Atlanta, right in the heart of downtown, right by CNN Center, Georgia Aquarium. But we share the same parking lot as the Tabernacle, and we're right behind the big Ferris wheel. So we're right there.
Yeah, I know exactly where that is.
Yep.
Yes. So Liz is asking, can we subscribe to the email blast? Liz trying to be an actor. So where's
absolutely. Yeah. Go to our website. I'll put it in a comment now, but it's www.lsactingstudios.com. I got my little LS sign right behind me, but I'll type it right here for you guys. I actually, as I'm looking at Marvin Rahim. What up, bro? He is one of the actors in Charm City Kings.
Yes, what up? Okay.
Yeah.
So I have to admit, I was telling people I have not got to see it yet, but I did see it advertising. I was like, I really want to see it. So no spoiler alerts for me.
Okay.
But I was telling my friends because they were like talking about Meek Mills, and I was like, oh yeah, we definitely have to watch that.
Yeah.
It just so happened that I'm interviewing you, so I was like, oh, that's.
You know what? While we're talking about this, I'll talk about one of many favorite moments. There's a moment with Meek sharing a scene with the other male protagonist in the project, who plays Detective Rivers, and just being able to see Meek go head to head with Detective Rivers, it was really dope because you get to see a sense of Meek.
Yeah.
But you also get a sense of who Blacks is as an artist, as well as, you know, a character. So it was really good. One of the strong suits that Meek has is his subtleties. So when you watch it, pay attention to his subtleties, because he doesn't have to do too much. He says a lot with his eyes. So when you watch it, pay attention to his subtleties, and you'll go, okay, I can see, you know, a little acting going on.
Is that something you kind of like coached him up on, or was that like something you noticed that he had and then you just kind of used it?
Yeah, so I did. There was a lot of conversation with him and also the director and producers to know, like, this is how he behaves, and this is where his strong suit is. So therefore, the camera would meet him halfway, where he doesn't have to do too much, because the other characters around him has a sense of urgency, and they're drawing on Blacks, the character. So therefore, He can be laid back. You don't have to do too
Maybe
much.
I'm doing a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I've got to just go watch it now. You know, I have stuff to do.
I want you to watch it. Watch it. Watch it.
I'm
I
going
think
to.
you'll enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it.
Well, the trailer was great. It was super intense, and I liked the storyline already. So I was like, I'm a sucker for these kinds of movies. Like, these are for me. Like,
I
so
see a question in here from Sir Jonathan Stewart.
to work with actors outside of ATL.
No, absolutely not. We are working, we have a studio in Hollywood, but if you're not in Hollywood or Atlanta, you can join our virtual classes. So if you're speaking as far as like jumping in classes, we offer virtual classes. If you're talking about like from the casting perspective, as far as like an actor, you know, auditioning for a project that films in Atlanta or films in LA, then you gotta be willing to be a local hire. You gotta be willing to be in Atlanta or be willing to LA. And I'm speaking for other casting directors that I've worked with. They specifically tend to go to actors that are willing to be local hires or currently in Atlanta. Okay? Hopefully I answer your question.
Sorry, I missed it, guys.
No,
What
you
do you
good. You good.
recommend again for? Okay, so back to the beginner questions. What do you recommend for beginners?
What's the answer? Do you know the answer?
You need to make sure you have your, I don't know what the exact word is, but portfolio stuff. So maybe your resume, your headshots, your credentials,
your demo reel,
demo reels, all that.
yeah,
All that.
and your training behind that, right? So definitely jump into some classes, and then go ahead and start auditioning. Start recognizing what that feels like, what an actor day to day is, because only the top 5 to 10% of actors are currently working on set. Once they're done that 3 months, or they're done that, you know, couple of months for that TV series, they're at home chilling, and their shows is on TV. So therefore, they're auditioning for the next project. So therefore, you constantly have to audition. So start auditioning for student projects, web series, you know, live
short films going on too.
Short films, all of that, so that you can know what it feels like to audition.
Yes, and you know, there's like that new trend where people are acting on Instagram. So
yeah,
you know, that's, I think that sometimes we forget the power of social media.
Yep.
I know a lot of people actually look
Yep.
through Instagram to cultivate their cast. So.
Yeah. And I did when I was casting for that project I was mentioning about, and this was literally like 2 months ago. I had to go through Instagram and like pulling up profiles and send it to texting the directors and the producers. So your social media can work for you.
Yes.
For sure.
And it's important that your social media, I'm sorry guys, I'm just kind of jumping in.
No, you good.
It's important for your social media to look like what you want to do or what you're doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to give that little tidbit because I learned late in the game that my social media looks like an Instagram model, but that's not what I want to be. So it messes, you know, sometimes they check, that's your resume these days. A lot of times it's your resume. So
Agreed. No, that was great. Thank y'all so much for having me. I see. Wait, do anybody have any more final questions before I dip up out?
Right. Okay. Wait. How did you find them on IG? Through hashtags. That's a good question. How were you actually finding them?
Oh, that was a great question. Through mutual friends, and then I have my page, LS Acting Studio, so you guys can follow that page. And people are following us, and then I'm posting, you know, a need, like, hey, casting calls. So sometimes I'll list casting calls on the business page, LS Acting Studios. But yeah, I just like through hashtags works as well. And then I'm going through talent agencies and seeing who they tagged as actors, or I'm going through actor headshot companies, because actor headshot companies list their headshots of people, and I'm scrolling to see who those actors are and then going to their page. Isn't that dope?
Yes, it's a little snippet there.
Yep.
Well, you just dropped all the gems. If you're an actor, you really got some good stuff. Because I'm already like, okay, I think I could possibly do this. That's
I'm gonna put the page on here as well.
Page on there. Hope you guys got some good stuff. Who is here? And right, who knew? So what? I think I've asked you so many questions about just advice, but I think that this industry is so, I don't want to say saturated, but it's like sometimes hard to get into. You don't actually know anything. So how do you, especially in Atlanta, because I know Atlanta's like networking, but everybody's doing this, but how do you get into the right circles?
It's this place called LS Acting Studios that's really dope. You know what I mean? Here's the thing. I like being around winners, right? And I like people that are constantly doing stuff now. So I wanted to make sure my studio embodies that. Not just me, but also my instructors, that we are currently working. But also, number two, that our network game is strong. From celebrity Rodney Perry, from Lamont Farrell, who leads our script writing class, to Sean Middlebrooks, who's also one of my acting instructors who worked at Tyler Perry Studios. So the relationships is extremely important, right? But I also wanted to make sure that the actor, if they're brand new, or if they ever been to any other studios before, I want to make sure that when they walk through our doors, they feel a sense of family and a sense of care and a sense of like a little bit of management, because we care about our artists. And one thing that we really don't sell is the access to us. Once they come through our studios, they have access to our studio, to the instructors. So therefore, it's a family thing. It's a bond, when the students on to the next phase, we don't just say, hey, 8 weeks you're done. No, 8 weeks, all right, let's cultivate your career and let's start. I gotta charge up my phone. Let's start getting to the bag. Let's start auditioning. Let's start getting some projects.
So do you think you'll ever kind of step from being a teacher to maybe a director or doing something else in the movie industry?
Absolutely. LS Studios, for sure. We offer all that. I would love to do that. Produce, direct, obviously acting coach. I'm cool with anything that makes sense.
Okay. What would be the movie that you would, produce?
Somebody asked me that like 2 days ago, and I'm still sticking with it because it's something that I will be doing now that, this question been asked twice this week. Anything that has any content or script that has anything to do with deaf talent or hearing impaired talent, or anybody that has impediments, a speech impediment or anything like that, or any type of handicap impediments, because I enjoy watching artists that are really disabled and actually are doing it. You know what I mean? Like Switched at Birth was a great show.
That's about to ask you. I cannot remember. That was my favorite show on ABC Family when I was young.
Switched at Birth is a great show.
How the dynamic was on set, because of course on set, just like I don't know if you ever watched Deaf Basketball, but even that for me is fascinating, because it's like when you're playing or when you're doing things, it's just easier, of course, for us to just open our mouth,
communicate.
But if I'm turned around and I can't see,
it's the eyes.
It's like how's the dynamic on sets like that if you've ever been?
It's great. I mean, it teaches us to be present. It teaches us to like focus, because we need to communicate, and we can't communicate with this. We need to communicate with this, and don't be distracted by BS. So I want to work with artists that are hearing impaired, and that are because there's stories to be told, and that's something that I will be working on. I would love to work with an actor on a big budget set. I will speak it into existence. I will be working with on an actor or actors on multiple projects that are hard of hearing impaired, and I will be coaching them, and they will be winning awards.
There it goes. It's already put in the universe. It's manifested.
There we go.
He has gone. I love it.
Y'all heard it here first, guys.
I'm gonna come back to this live when that happens. I'm gonna be like,
yes,
said it.
Yes.
Nice. I really would watch that because I always am just fascinated because they're so strong in the way that they're able to communicate in that aspect. I feel like I'm very lazy, like compared to that. So I think that's why I took sign language. I was like, this is it opens up that conversation. But
yeah.
Well, yes. Okay. Interesting. I can't wait. I literally cannot wait. You got so much great energy, so many good things.
Thank you.
Definitely going to see you. Definitely coming to see you. I'm definitely going to do the
Awesome.
class. So
Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
any last words for us, Lewis, that you have? If you want to drop some other little gems, website, of course, how we can sign up for classes.
Yeah, so thank you so much, number one, for having me. Charm City Kings is out on HBO Max. I hope you guys enjoy it. Produced by Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, starring Meek Mill and Jaheim Winston, who gives a phenomenal performance. What's next? We're offering classes back at the studio and cultivating other artists' gifts and getting them into some movies and TV shows. So if that's something that you want to do, you can go to our website, www.lsactingstudios.com, and you can follow me at Louis Stancil or the business page LS Acting Studios.
Awesome. And just too, for other people that might have questions, because I know COVID sometimes can give people anxiety and they might not want to come out. You did say you offer virtual.
Yes.
But as far as in-person ones, is it like a limited amount of people in the class?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, limited amount of individuals in a class. We definitely have to wear facial masks. We have a HIPAA air purifier. We do the hand sanitizer. We do the whole temperature check. It feels safe.
Okay, awesome.
And socially distancing the chairs.
Yeah, just making sure, because I know some people always have a lot of questions about that.
Yeah.
And I think that was it. I had one more little question that just lost me. But are there a lot of I guess hirings or a lot of castings going on right now too, even with COVID going?
Yes, we are back.
Okay, so the market is back, guys. The market is up.
Yeah, the market is open and we're excited. So yes, things are happening. Literally today they were filming Black Lightning on the CW behind my building.
Yes, I know exactly that. Okay, cool. All right, so see, guys, no excuses. Market's going well.
Yeah.
There's opportunity for you, and you can check out the studio as well. Well, thank you so much, Louis. Appreciate you.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yes. We'll stay connected. Be safe out there.
Thank you. You too.
Prosperity and blessings and everything that you do.
Hey, all right, I inherit that. Thank you. And I speak prosperity and blessings to you as well. From the north, south, east, and west winds.
All over. Love it.
Take care.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Woo, okay. Well, that was such a great interview. I hope you guys got some good tidbits about if you're a starting actor, if you're already an actor, if you want to be a teacher. You guys go check out his studio. You can follow him below, Louis Stancil, down there. You can also follow your girl too, the Bonnie Banks. We do this every Wednesday on Skyy Level Media. It's your next level podcast. You guys are tuning out, but make sure you just chill, hold up. My girl Liz is coming up. Liz is coming in, and she's going to chat it up with a very talented, I'm looking for the name, guys. Ferrari Simmons. Okay, so make sure you tune in. Don't go anywhere. She'll be up at 8. Okay, I'm out.